Hello, I am Edgar Percastre and today I will present you my poster about Preservice teachers' emotions in teaching English to speakers of other languages. This is a documentary research under the modality of monographic work, which is being supervised by Dr. Heffington. To start, I will explain the background and rationale, then the objective and significance of this study. Then I will tell you my motivation for conducting this research. And finally, I will explain the methodology, which includes the criteria and procedures for selecting the documents, and the analysis and critique of the documents. So to start, emotions are complex reactions to situations that result in mental and physical manifestations, and they go from anger to joy. They are part of the teacher's self according to Fontaine. And what this means is that they can experience all this variety of emotions. So they can be anger or feel joy during their work life. Teaching can be emotionally overwhelming and exhausting due to the high demand of this profession, and it might result in anxiety. It is recognized that teaching anxiety causes low performance. Pre-service teachers, who are those who acquire content and practical knowledge, that is the theory and practice, and who transition from being a student to become a professional, are influenced by these emotional processes. The literature says that practicums shape the pre-service teacher's perceptions and engagement towards this profession. This refers that depending on what they experience, it will be their approach towards teaching. They experience positive and negative emotions, but they commonly face negative situations such as the uncertainty of achieving the goals or the lack of strategies. And they also lack coping strategies for these situations. Therefore, it is important to provide pre-service teachers socio-emotional support through reflection. If there are no reflection activities, pre-service teachers could be affected in their practicums. It is also suggested to teach pre-service teachers the emotional dimensions of teaching and to regulate their emotions, since they are more focused on the methods that they use rather than controlling the situations and coping with their emotions. This research is aimed to analyze previous research conducted in the last 5 years regarding pre-service teachers' emotions in TESOL, which includes ESL and EFL. This study is beneficial for scholars who inquire in emotions in teachers and especially in pre-service teachers' emotions. The pre-service teachers could also be benefited by identifying those situations or emotions that they might encounter during their practicum. Some of the limitations include the large number of documents regarding the topic. That is why it was limited to the last 5 years. I also found that some of the manuscripts were not open access, or the databases did not include this topic. Also, some of the studies did not focus on language teaching, but rather on other subjects such as mathematics or physical education. Nor in the pre-service teachers, some studies focus more on in-service teachers. As for my motivation, it comes from my interest in this topic. And since I'm currently a pre-service teacher, I am intrigued about the emotions that influence my performance or the others, and I've been questioning if my performance could be better. And I also want to know how to cope with those emotions and situations. Now, moving on onto the methodology section. Documentary research analyzes documents either for historical or social values, or to create a larger narrative. In this case, this research will create a larger narrative regarding Preservice teachers' emotions in language teaching. The criteria and procedures for selecting the documents are the following: topic, type of document, and time frame. So for the documents, I will include those who study Preservice teachers' emotions in language teaching during these last 5 years, and I will consider those documents that are journals. Then, hence, I will not select other type of documents. Now, for the criteria for documentary research, we have that there is authenticity and credibility of the documents. So I will consult the databases that have curated content. So that means that they have been revised before being published, and representativeness of the documents. So in this case, I will use a purposeful sampling. So I will collect the data that I consider more appropriate for this research. Finally, we have meaning derived from documents. In this case, I will use triangulation and memory checking between the documents. Now, for the procedures, I will use keywords to facilitate the task of finding documents that are appropriate for the objective of this research. And also, I will keep a record of the steps and procedures for this research. So this is what Miriam called an audit trail. Now, for the analysis and critique of documents, the steps that I will follow are the next one. I will compare the years and methodology used on the previous studies. In that way, I will be able to see the relevance of this of the topic in these years and the methodology that they have been using. Now, for the analysis, I will use data reduction. So that means that the data will be reduced into themes so that it would be better to analyze it rather than having a lot of information. Then it will be displayed into charts and graphs to analyze them. And finally, data drawing and verifying conclusions. So I will verify the conclusion between these documents. And that's it. That's the proposal of this research. If you have any questions, please let me know. Here are the references for this poster. Thank you.